Emily Monahan asks,
how accommodating is Korea for the physically handicapped?
oh, this is a question that a lot of people have been asking, actually.
Right.
And you know what? It's amazing how this kind of question doesn't necessarily affect you until you do something like break your ankle and will go around on crutches, and then you start thinking about how inaccessible or accessible a country is.
For those of you who've been with us for a while, you might remember when we started our Fat Faps, maybe like 2 years ago. That's because Martina broke her ankle and we couldn't go on any adventures.
It's wonderful adventure now, Korea. It's the painkiller mobile. I broke my ankle, of course, saving a baby from getting hit by a car.
Such a noble cause you had.
Or was it the kitten in the tree that I climbed the tree to get the kitten out?
You were just dancing like a dummy at a Korean club and then you rolled your ankle on somebody else's foot. And
it's called jump dancing. I was jump dancing and someone got underneath my foot. It was not my fault. I was set up the bomb.
Anyhow, the whole point is that when you had your crutches, it was really challenging for you at that time.
So we're gonna go over some pros and cons that we saw in the city, and we are specifically talking about Seoul. So outside of Seoul in a smaller city or Busan, we're not sure. So you guys can have your input if you're living in that area and let us know in the comment section below. Let's start with transportation. So on the subway line, there is an area on the actual subway cart that allows you to fit your wheelchair in. And we have seen people using it before. And almost every subway, I mean, I've never actually seen a subway that didn't have an elevator.
I can't think of one either. For the subway stations that don't have elevators that lead you upstairs, we have seen the little,
it's like platform?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what the proper term is, but there's something that you could load your wheelchair onto, and then it'll like go really, really slowly, and it'll play you a song as you go up the stairs.
Yeah, it literally plays a song. Like you'll hear the song, and it's so that people will get out of the way because the subway stations will be so busy with people walking.
Right.
And it'll take you up the stairwell with the actual people.
That's not to say that it's perfect on the subways. I remember a couple years ago when we were taking the subway from Bucheon into Seoul, we saw a guy in a wheelchair, and what he would do at every single stop, he would try to get off and he would take a picture of the giant gap between the door and the actual platform, and it was really difficult for him to get out of there.
It was interesting because most people thought that he couldn't get off. They were trying to help him, and he's like, no, I'm okay. He literally was documenting each gap between the subway system. So I'm really curious about where those pictures went, or where
if any change wanted coming out of that, because that, like we said a couple years ago.
Now when it comes to getting off the subway, it depends on where you're going. I feel like a lot of places that are very touristy, like for example, I'm thinking like the COEX Mall, like where they're like trying to funnel tourists, they might have like ramps or like smooth walkways or elevators everywhere that are accessible. But a lot of other places, it's like once you get outside the subway system, the roads are really uneven. Kind of like cobblestoney or...
Hongdae right here is totally not accessible at all for wheelchairs. You also have to remember that like Korea is pretty much built on a mountain. Like everything is exceptionally hilly. All the buildings are really, really dense and compact as well. It's very difficult to get in and out that way.
Yeah, even as a person who's not wheelchair bound, a lot of the universities are on hilltops. Yonsei and Ide. Seoul University is literally on a mountaintop. So if you're in a wheelchair, I mean, you have to take a car up to the top of that because there's no other way for you to get there.
A lot of the buildings in the shops also have a lot of stairs because, like we said, again, everything is built on a mountain. And I've barely seen any wheelchair accessibility on there also. And it's kind of difficult, like because we have our own coffee shop, we try to make it wheelchair accessible as well. But there are actual like really strict laws about the angle of degree if you want to make a wheelchair accessible ramp.
We tried to make a ramp that would lead up the first 2 steps and then the other steps. And then we said, like, let's just make, even if it's a long ramp, like that's okay. Like I want it to be accessible. And they're like, oh, the amount of space you have isn't legally enough to make this so that. I'm like, what? That being said, a lot of the buildings that are built vertically, they do have elevators in it. I mean, most buildings have elevators except the Eatyourkimchi studio.
This one, we gotta climb 4 flights of stairs every day.
We do not have any kind of an elevator. But majority of buildings do have it. They can be quite narrow. It's not like they have special elevators built to fit your wheelchair. So it could be a problem there, but I'm not sure.
When it comes to buses, let's just say I would not take a bus in Korea. I remember in Canada, like at least in Pickering, the buses that they had, they would lower
and they hydraulics.
They had hydraulics. They had a much wider berth so you could get on. But in Korea, all the buses that we've seen have very steep stairs. They're not accommodating whatsoever. The aisles are very cramped. I wouldn't even think about it.
Buses are really difficult for anyone to get onto, okay? Like I've seen little old ladies hobbling on the bus with their little tiny canes, and the guy will just gun it, and this little old lady is like scrambling to grab a pole. So I can't imagine it being accessible whatsoever if you're in a wheelchair. And on crutches, just forget it, okay? You are gonna break another ankle. Now, if you're not gonna take the subway or a bus, there is actually a government taxi that you can call that's especially for wheelchairs. However,
there was a bit of a scandal with that recently.
So what happened was people who are wheelchair bound were calling this taxi service, and the taxi service kept saying that they're busy.
Oh, we're fully booked. We can't actually do anything.
But then people started getting suspicious, so they investigated, and they actually saw this like taxi taxi that's made for the
They
wheelchairs.
went outside of the building, looked at the actual taxi, wound up calling them up and said, hey, can you pick me up? And they said, oh, we're fully booked. BS, your van is right there and nobody is in it.
So this was a bit of a scandal because this was a government-run free service. It wasn't like a taxi that just didn't want to make money. And so why was this person not coming to pick people up?
Because they got the government money and they didn't want to do any work afterwards.
Yeah, so I hope that that has changed by now.
When it comes to handicap parking, there are handicap parking spots in Korea. Not everywhere. When it comes to like Hongdae or busy parts of Gangnam, forget about it because there's no parking anywhere. People just park on sidewalks. It is so difficult to find parking.
So maybe a taxi dropping you off is the way to go. But if you go to like Home Plus, or these are like grocery store chains, or if you go to the mall, they will have spots that are marked for handicap parking. However,
a lot of people are using these handicap parking spots as like temporary things, saying like, oh, I'm only going to be here for 5 minutes, I'm picking this up, and they just like block up the handicap parking spots rudely.
Yes. Now, I know that in North America, that is a major, major faux pas that will get you like beat up. Like you see videos on Reddit of people that like pull up in their Ferrari and park sideways in a handicap spot, and like teenagers or university students will come out and like key the car.
All of the cars that I've looked at that have parked in handicap spots, I've never seen a single one with them with a handicap permit in it.
Yeah, so maybe there's some special sticker we haven't seen before, but usually it should be quite clear that you can park there.
Supposedly there's also an issue because a lot of people that are abusing the handicap system are wealthier people, and a lot of the tickets are automated, so people just think of this as paying a little bit of extra money to have better parking.
When it comes to the washrooms, I actually have seen a lot of wheelchair accessible washrooms in Korea. They even have like their own washroom area that will be marked off for either parents with kids or if you're in a wheelchair, and it actually has like a sliding door. It'll have a special toilet, it'll have handlebars,
railings as well,
and they'll have like the emergency button you can press if anything happens. And that one is usually completely on its own, especially in department stores, which I think are more accessible. Outside of that, I've seen some subway stations that will have like a larger stall available for you to fit your actual wheelchair inside of. I have seen some people using them, like if the stalls are in a rush, but I think that happens in North America as well, where people just kind of like, oh, well, there's no one here. Yeah, but other than that, I have seen washrooms that are fit with bars and wider spaces.
We're going to talk a little bit more about this in our blog post, including our experiences when we were teaching at schools, as well as how practical it is to move around in Korea. So make sure you click on the link here if you want to read more about it. Now, this is just our perception. I'm sure that you might have different experiences as well. So if you've been to Korea and you have a physical disability, how accommodating did you find Korea? I'm sure that your experience is much different than ours, so please let us know.
And for those of you outside of Korea, how accessible is your country? Do they have all the things that we discussed, or do they have more? Is it better? Is it worse? Let us know in the comment section below.
For last week's TLDR on Korean ghost stories and how they can kill you, we want to be asking about what the ghost stories are like in your country.
Ghost stories and how they can kill you?
Yeah, because ghosts can kill you.
Apparently. Well, we got a cool comment from Buddy29943 who said, do you guys believe in elves? Because in Mexico, there are stories of people who get kidnapped by elves.
And they're called duendes.
Duendes in Spanish. I didn't think elves.
Do we pronounce it right,
people.
or are they pronounced duendes?
Duendes. I thought elves were really pretty people who walked on top of snow and did things like Legolas.
I'm pretty sure elves are the people that wind up taking your underwear when you sleep at night.
I think those are people who cobble your shoes, aren't they?
Nyaida from Finland wound up saying how they have something called Italians, or
which I think
I'm just gonna pronounce it as Italians. So they have Italians in Finland, which are pretty much your doppelgangers, and what they do is that they wind up doing exactly what you're gonna do a little bit ahead of you, so they're kind of like your silhouette. So they will arrive in your home before you do and go to the washroom, and then you'll come in and do the exact same thing, also known as a glitch in the Matrix.
That's really weird. That's really creepy. That's almost creepier than a ghost, because they could like take over your life and like go out with your husband or wife or like charm your friends, but it's not actually you. But then what's their end goal? To kill you and replace you?
Those damn Italians.